Well, good afternoon and welcome to UTAS Stadium for the second match of this doubleheader under 17 Coates Talent League. Tasmania Devils v Eastern Rangers with a post-season exhibition as both sides build for the future and just get an extra game in here with a view to next year. Had the girls earlier where the Devils walked away 40-point victors. Now it's time for the boys. Forward to bringing this one to you. I'm Andrew calling the action for AFL Tasmania and the Tasmania Devils. A lovely day here in Launceston. The sun is shining, no wind to speak of. Perfect conditions for football. Some one entertaining contest already. Let's see what some young stars of the game have for us here with the second act as the Devils and the Rangers prepare to meet. Shoulders, Dylan contests the opening ruck duel. Freeland won the toss. All the Tasmanians opted to kick to the city end, but as mentioned, no real wind factor to speak of here. That was kicked at both ends of the ground in the previous game. There will be a bit of background noise for this stream, but a forewarning there. We are in the midst of a construction site, basically, as UTAS Stadium gets redeveloped. Maybe they didn't quite have this one in the calendar when they thought the footy season had ended, but we had jackhammering, we had buzzsawing, we had a fair bit going on in game number one, so hopefully less of that this time around, but be warned that might well come through the effects mic here in this match. We're about to get underway as Dylan and Shoulders meet in the middle. Diving in after that was Grant. Flicked out across there to Collins, who's immediately brought down by Sam Husband for the Devils. One down in the direction of Grant again. Hine wrestling with Husband. So in search of the opening clearance here. One down by Dylan. It'll be Eastern Rangers with the first look inside forward 50. Woods slid in, trapped it, just released the handball. Cleared away by the boot of Ryder Bug, who lofts it towards the wing. Slapped away from Hanley. Arriving is Collins. Fed it out back towards Hanley. On top of him is Freeland, the skipper. Slapped down decisively by Dylan. Chasing after it was Collins. Getting the hands free, Hanley did so. Worked it across to Shoulders, who retreats back to Grant. Grant now will look to change things up as he switches across to Antonellis, working up towards the ball. Fed a handball back, played the 1-2 pretty nicely in the end with Bates, and then guides it down the wing to McConnell. McConnell heads wide, too wide. Plut unable to get to that one. Straight out of bounds on the full. Tassie can take over. By the boot of Tommy Gapin. He's got Bug offering short. That's where he heads. Bug heads into the corridor looking for Husband. Picks him out. Pinpoint ball into the middle of UTAS Stadium. Husband's kick, an absolute shocker. Bounced over the head of Collins. Spills out the back. Opportunity for Tasmanian forwards to get to work, but it'll be cleared out of there. Up towards Garrett, was whacked away from him. Arriving is Grant, who glides onto the football, sends it up in the direction of Wood. Just a bit too much on it for him. Hedger there for Tasmania. Works the handball out across there. And Hedger can't quite keep it in play. So, White's back inside the forward 50. Plut tearing out after this one. He takes it, steadies himself, and grubbers one inside 50. Arriving his Wood, he's immediately onto the football. Looking back, Blake Philpott, who was so impressive. Clarence in the SFL Premier League Grand Final a week ago. Starring role as Clarence calls big Boyle over there. Freeland doing some defensive work here, and that's a great tackle from Buller. Driving tackle as he sends Caneva to the turf and wins the free kick. The handball finds Bug. Bug's kick, an ugly one. Took an accommodating bounce for Jenkins, though. Back towards Munting. So a little scrappy. Well, the kicking early in this one. Dillon palmed it down for Jenkins. Fed out the back and cleared up towards the half-forward line. Arriving was Ross. Climbing on top of him, Lockie Plunkett. One down for Garrett. Garrett flips it over the top, trying to find McConnell. Going through McCardle. Now Husband. Going to bore his way through a couple. He's held up. And so I was looking to go through the corridor whenever possible early on here. There's one down. Antonellis. Eastern Rangers skipper had it through his hands, and emerging with the football, Collins has time to assess his options. Then goes one outside of the boot towards Moore at half forward. Moore's handball was behind shoulders. Just a little untidy once again as Bug. Now across for Philpott. Philpott can't hit a target either. Buller arrives to apply some pressure. And fooled by Chalkley. Tasmania well set up behind the football, and there is Philpott. Plenty of that in that grand final. It's Lauderdale intercepting work. That's a nice ball out towards Jack Ritter. They'll run the outer wing and send it in the Freeland direction. The kick can't find him. Drifts across the line. It'll be Adam Bates to take over for Eastern Rangers, who drops it off short. Chalkley. Oh, he's inviting danger with that kick. Chase Oliver intercepting. It was a risky decision to go across the forward 50 there, and he didn't catch the kick at all right. And then someone has gone through the zone there, and that will march Chase Oliver right to the goal line and make an absolute certainty of this. So Tasmania will get the first goal of the contest here via Oliver. A gift. Running through the protected zone there makes it a regulation for Chase Oliver. He slides through the opening goal of the game for the Devils. Coming 6 1/4 minutes into this one, breaking the deadlock. A bit of a scrappy opening in truth, and it's a sloppy turnover. A 50-metre penalty that produces the first goal. Back into the middle. There's one down nicely by Dewar. But Tasmania will get the clearance, and they'll send a hurried kick forward. It was through the hands of Gunn. Ritter applying pressure. Handball back to Hanley. Hanley has time to compose himself and slide it across to Ross. Ross will look to switch it back across the face. Bates on the last line of defence. Able to carry it out, clear defensive 50. Numbers favouring the Tasmanians there, and that was well plucked by Finn Price. Price with the set-up ball deep inside the forward 50. Gunn lurking at the back. Multiple hands on it, and then the handball was fed out. A slip. Didn't prove costly for Alcock. He's able to get back to his feet and swing one across to Hine. Hine will release it to Garrett. So they've got out here, Eastern Rangers. Now they look to head back in to the corridor. Short for McArdle. That was shut down by the Devils, though, so he goes back outside to Hine. They just look to possess the football a little. Oh, Hine showed it to Gunn. Garrett made it work, though, then chipped one over the top. Wasn't overly tidy. Dalgleish driven into the back there. Dylan just getting in his back. Free kick. We go to Dalgleish. Shares it with Garrett. Being happy to try and switch it across as he goes to Ross. Ross finds Farrell. Farrell's kick. Couldn't find Bates. Invites in Ritter. Ritter with a slick handball across to Dunham. It's time to steady. Head down the line where it's taken by Oliver. Spilt what he should have had. Knew he had some support, so just cleverly flicked it out the back for Jessup. Jessup has his handball intercepted by Alcock, who gets a high one from Buller. And we'll get the relieving free kick. Just inviting pressure with a few sloppy turnovers early on here of the Rangers. Looking to spread the field and the uncontested marking game. Collins drives it down the line. Almost reeling it in. Garrett was just put off by Munting. Climbing on top is Ryder Bug, and he forces the stoppage. On down the direction of Collins. Buller got there first. Dwyer and Dillon lock up. Dwyer won it down nicely to McArdle. McArdle caught by Buller. Free kick the way of the Devils. Just getting in the protected zone again then. Buller's kick was spoiled away from Reynolds. Garrett. Buller breaks it up. Outstretched arm, then follows up, tries to get clear of Nash. Nash, pretty good tackle though. That might be a hold. The free kick will go the way of Jenkins. As Garrett just held on to the jumper there. So you can send the Devils forward here. The kick set a task for Freeland, but he was up to it. Strong mark, and he'll go back and try and kick the Devils second. So Oliver Freeland. The kick for about 45 out. Sends it on its way. It's right to the line. It's just offline. Minor score only. So a 7-point lead the way of the host. Wasting no time is Ross. Maybe he should have taken a little longer. It was a poor kick. Turned it straight over to Bug. Bug worked the handball inside. A shot at goal from Dunham. He just pulled the kick. He too records a minor score. Rangers just making a few too many errors by foot early doors here. Tasmania capitalising on those mistakes. Ross, that's a better ball. Lasers that one to Antonellis, the skipper. He finds more. So some good ball movement on this occasion. Now it's McConnell at half forward, directing traffic. Lead into the pocket. He heads wide. He can't find Wood. He puts it out of bounds on the full. It's the best they've moved the ball today, but just came unstuck with the forward 50 entry. Here's Crossan. Lobs it over the top for Munting. Under pressure from Hine. Munting heads corridor. Now Ritter marking ahead of Ross. Ritter looks up, heads into the pocket. It was read the whole way there by Chalkley. Saw it off the boot, got there first, takes the relieving mark, and he chips one over the top for Hine. Hine was pinpoint, and he found Dalgleish. Dalgleish, he too is good by a foot to McConnell. In they come unstuck though. Was getting a hand up in the way was Jones. A free kick though will give Antonellis the chance to send them forward. But there was Philpott. Slides across to take the intercept mark. Blake Philpott called to play on. A little bit of trouble, so just had a wide handball option, then a hurried kick out of defence. Fortuitously bounced up for Crossan. Crossan into the corridor for Ritter. Now they'll drive it forward. They're on out the back here, the Tasmanians. That's a lovely ball to Reynolds. Just move the ball quickly, and suddenly they had the outnumbered situation inside forward 50, and Archie Reynolds will go back with a very gettable opportunity here for his side second. So Reynolds to open up a 14-point lead. Guides it. It's working back. It's a goal. Reynolds does the business. Tasmania get there second. He just guided it back nicely. Tasmania, a 14-point lead. It's punishing some turnovers from the Eastern Rangers and some good playoff halfback. Get the ball moving quickly through the middle of the ground. Just caught the Eastern Rangers defence off guard there. They pushed up a little. There was room out the back. And Reynolds profits. So strong start from the hosts. How will the visitors respond? One down by Gunn. It's locked in by McConnell. Husband getting his hands on the football. Bridger flew, won it down, but won it down to Price. Again, McConnell though, latching on and holding the ball, says the umpire. So McConnell rewarded for a couple of repeat tackles, and then he sends one inside forward 50. It's a good ball to Antonellis. And the skipper can go back and steady his side. Husband had the arm pinned, or Price rather had the arm pinned in midfield there, while McConnell made an excellent tackle, which leads to this opportunity for Zach Antonellis, who goes back, makes the goal umpire work, but he sneaks it home. And Eastern Rangers get on the board. They're first of the contest. A steadying goal from the captain there. So one straight 6. Eastern Rangers. Devils lead by 8. Repeat efforts there. Ryan McConnell in midfield rewarded with the free kick. Forced the stoppage with the first tackle. And won the holding the ball from the second one. Leaping high was Matthews. He'll have to follow up at ground level. McConnell again doing some good work off the ball there defensively, and now scything through his hind. He'll send them inside 450, getting separation. Wood spilt the mark, but he recovers, squares it up, and he finds Nathan. In the blink of an eye, Eastern Rangers can go bang bang and cut the lead back to 2 points. If Cordell Nathan can kick truly here. It's the value of centre clearances on full display here. As Nathan converts, and it's a 2-point game, so getting their game going out of the middle. It leads to 2 goals in a minute. Suddenly back within 2 points. Good response from the visitors after the hosts had got the jump on them. Out of the middle again. Alcock toes it forward. Nash. Long looping handball back to Garrett. Garrett rubbers one towards half forward. Hine brought down. That's holding the footy. Hay. This is the free kick at half back for Tasmania. So just try and possess the ball a bit here. Eastern Rangers surging. Hedger. Short one to Bug. Bug too happy to go short and then followed up but fumbled the ball. Might have a problem here now. Ryder Bug left it behind, let in McConnell. And they're out here, Eastern Rangers. The flick to Alcock. Through the hands, though, of Nathan. Out the back for Philpott. Philpott works it to Hedger. Hedger looks up. Scrubs the kick, though. Straight to Plut. Plut drives it over the top for Wood. Reels it in the pocket. After Tasmania benefited from some sloppy Eastern Rangers turnovers early, vice versa now. Untidy coming out of the defensive half. As Tasmania caught out the back here, and a chance for Caden Wood. Opens up the angle, snaps, and snaps truly. Strong response from Eastern Rangers, 3 on the bounce. They now lead this one by 4 points. As Caden Wood gets on the board. That was right on the quarter-time siren as well. So a very valuable goal indeed for Eastern Rangers. They snatched the lead back from the Tasmanians on quarter-time. Tassie had started well, opened up 2-goal lead. 3-quarter mark of that term, but Eastern Rangers hit back late, kicked 3 goals in the final 5 minutes, and will take a 4-point lead into the quarter-time break here at UTAS Stadium. A sun-soaked UTAS Stadium. Lovely day for football here. This under-17s Coates Talent League exhibition match between Tasmania Devils and Eastern Rangers. It's the visitors by 4 points at quarter-time. Back shortly with the second stanza. There, so you can send the Devils forward here. The kick set a task for Freeland, but he was up to it. The kick for about 45 out. Sends it on its way. It's right to the line. It's just offline. Wide handball option, then a hurried kick out of defence. Fortuitously bounced up for Crossan. Crossan into the corridor for Ritter. Now they'll drive it forward. They're on out the back here, the Tasmanians. That's a lovely ball to Reynolds. Point lead. Guides it. It's working back. It's a goal. The umpire. So McConnell rewarded for a couple of repeat tackles, and then he sends one inside forward 50. It's a good ball to Antonellis, which leads to this opportunity. The Zach Antonellis, who goes back, makes the goal umpire work, but he sneaks it home. Well, again, doing some good work off the ball there defensively, and now scything through his Hine, who'll send them inside 450, getting separation. Wood spilt the mark, but he recovers, squares it up, and he finds Nathan. Full display here. As Nathan converts, and it's a 2-point. Hedger looks up, scrubs the kick though, straight to Plut. Plut drives it over the top for Wood. Reels it in the pocket. Back here, and a chance for Caden Wood. Opens up the angle, snaps, and snaps truly. Strong. So ready to go with the second quarter here at UTAS Stadium, where Eastern Rangers struck late to open up a 4-point lead after the opening term. Goals from Oliver and Freeland had the Devils with 2-goal break, but Wood, Nathan and Antonellos were firing through majors for Eastern Rangers in the later part of that first term. Sees them with a 4-point lead as the umpire holds the ball aloft to get us going in the second term here. We're underway as Dylan and Dewar meet in the middle once again. They just started to get on top out of the middle as the quarter wore on, did the visitors, and they're going to get a free kick here. Opportunity to go forward first up, though. That kick was too sharp there for McConnell. He'll go in at ground level. Looks his way free, but then turned into trouble. Plunkett knocked it out of his hand. Boring in after it. Collins climbs on top of him. Paddled out into space. Garrett goes back for Moore. Moore returns it to Garrett. Composed and heads back in the McConnell direction, in the corridor. McConnell floats it to half forward and finds Plut. He's just going to drive it in the Wood direction. Might fall for him. He kept his feet. It's worked out the back. Tasmania defence swoops, trying to duck under the tackle. Handed it across and getting his kick away is McConnell, who hits the post. And quite an influence on this game. Ryan McConnell almost threaded another one there, not to be. First blemish on the scoreboard for Eastern Rangers. They lead this one by 5 points as Gapin chips out of fullback and he finds Plunkett. Plunkett barely the 15 to Philpott. So they work it with short kicks out of defence, and it's Bug, the next link in the chain. He tried to guide one for Freeland, but he was caught behind Hanley, and it's just whacked out of play. Both teams have struggled to move the ball out of half-back line today. That side's doing a pretty good job shutting down the outlets. This one's one down by Dewar. Locked in by Jenkins. Running leap from Dylan. Trying to bust his way through was Jenkins. In the end, ended up with Bula, and Bula with the shove off and the drive and kick inside 50. Caught behind, though, was Oliver. And the relieving mark taken by Chalkley. Heads across to Ross. Ross pulls his kick and found Antonellos. Guides it over the top for Hanley. Hanley went looking for Nash, who were clattered into by Flanagan. Just didn't have to break it up. Husband applying some pressure. They're able to handball their way through it. Antonellos stood up in the tackle. Umpire pigs him for holding the ball. A little harsh. Thought he got rid of that in time. Ritter, the beneficiary, who's going to float one inside the forward 50. It's going to work out for Oliver. Not paid the mark. Just took some turf in the umpire's estimation. As Chalkley climbs in and just slid up high on Oliver Freeland, who just thought he was a bit too far out, so went sideways to Husband. Husband snaps it. Snaps truly. That's a great finish from Sam Husband. He was done no favours by the kick of Freeland. Had to be clean below his knees. He was. And he snapped truly around the corner and puts Tasmania back ahead. First goal of quarter number 2. So the Devils by a point. Handball across to Price. Price had a runner on the outside in the form of Matthews. Matthews floats it forward. It'll just elude Freeland and beat all comers and trickle out of play. Dwyer and Gunn. Contest the ruck. The throw favoured Dwyer, who just slaps it on. Grant charges after it. Got a handball away. No, a throw. Ritter will get the free kick. He heads centrally. Sideways to Bug. Bug goes looking for Buller. A strong pair of hands on the lead from Jess Buller. The Tasmanians started the opening term brightly, and they've started the second term in a similar fashion. Can Buller make it 2 in a row? He kicks from 48. It's not going to have the journey. Full short in the pocket. Handball out to Collins, who was caught. Husband applying the pressure now. Hines got a problem. He's wrapped up by Oliver. He tossed up in the pocket. Oliver kicking a goal for his side in the opening term. Gunn wins it down to Oliver. Oliver snapping from close range, but he misses. A 2-point lead the way of the Tasmanians. Searching kick for Antonellos, just a bit too much on it for him. Out the back for McArdle. Dunham sees it over. Dylan and Dewar. Buller arriving. It'll be Dunham who feeds it out. Price. A high up and under. It won't be 15. The umpire calls play on. Buller snaps over his shoulder. Gliding across to intercept is Chalkley, who gets it moving quickly. Puts it out in front of Ross. It'll sit for him and he can head down the wing. Wasn't a good kick though to Garrett. Broken up by Philpott. He heads inboard in the direction of Matthews. Matthews now probing kick and an ill-timed slip from Chalkley. And that allows Reynolds in. He'll let up at the football. He'll go back and take his shot from 35 out. No real angle to speak of. Flagged them early on, those turnovers. Coming out defensive 50 and another one there. He gives Archie Reynolds the chance for his first. Guides the kick. It's just pulled up, but it's got the journey. And Tasmania get their fourth. They lead this one by 8 points. Just thought it might hold up slightly in the breeze, but it had enough to reach there. And Archie Reynolds sees Tasmania scoring the first 2 goals of the second term. They kicked the first 2 goals of the match before Eastern Rangers slammed on 3 late. Take a lead into quarter time. Tasmania have come out sharply here in the second term, done all the attacking in the opening 8 minutes. I think this one by 8 points. Dylan won it down. Brought down is McConnell. And he's pinged for holding the footy. A free kick the way of Munting. Munting, share the handball. It was perhaps not the best option. Recovered it though and then heaved it over the top for Price. Price floats one in the Husband direction. Again, just a little slip there. It was Scott this time. Proving costly. And he didn't have a play on the ball. Husband was well positioned anyway and he decides to pass that one off to Freeland. Improves the angle. 20 5 out directly in front. This should be fairly regulation. Oliver Freeland as he'll line up his second of the game. Good awareness there from Husband. And teammate, more advantageous position, although he shanked the kick horribly. Maybe Husband should have taken the shot on. Freeland with a real let-off there. Minor score only. Here's Bates in the back pocket. Returns it. And they'll try and exit out the other side. That's a lovely ball to Scott. Has a run up in the form of Dalglish, who launches it. Handball into a dangerous position. It was taken by Jenkins away from McConnell, but the danger is still on here. An opportunity for Eastern Rangers. Arriving was Dunham. Applied pressure just in the nick of time. They're swarming. Wood kicks it backwards. And then that's kicked towards the boundary line. Had a teammate out in space trying to keep it in Crossan, but found the boundary line. I'm not sure if he's aware Crossan was there or whether he's just trying to find the line. A dangerous moment survived there by the Devils. Dwyer won it down. Good pressure here from Dalglish. Can he get it cleanly? He can't, but he got some high contacts. And Liam Dalglish can go back. Cut the lead back to 3 points. .45-degree angle. Dalglish makes it, no mistake. He kicks his sides fourth. Cuts the margin back to 3 points. So a tight battle here at UTAS Stadium. It's the 17 Coates Talent League friendly match between the Devils and Rangers. Earlier today, the Devils girls got the job done with a 40-point victory. This one proving a tight battle thus far. So the jackhammering continues here at UTAS Stadium. Back to the middle, Dillon. Rises, just took it out of the ruck contest himself, and now he's got a problem. He's wrapped up by two. McConnell heaves it out of there. Back with the flight. Was well read by Tommy Gapin. Threads it across to Bug. Bug. Errant kick straight to Grant. Grant returns it straight to Gapin. Gapin hands it to Bug. Oh, turned into trouble. I'm not sure he saw McConnell. He ran straight into him, but just a lack of awareness there, and they might be open back the other way here. McConnell finds Wood. Wood plays on, and he skies the kick. Just got underneath the football there. Did Caden Wood, didn't catch it at all as he intended. And a sloppy passage of play all around, really, there. Results in a behind to the Eastern Rangers. Finn Price. Oh dear. Misses the target there. He had Hale on his own. Missed him. Will they be made to pay? Turning away is Alcock, who launches it and launches it through the middle. That's some goal from Baxter Alcock. He caught that pure. And a sloppy turnover is punished as Eastern Rangers take the lead. Dillon wins that one down. Plunkett ran straight into Bates. Wrapped him up. One down by Bridger. Grant. Now a sharp handball from Alcock, and they're away here. Charging out is Dewar. Slides in and takes the mark. Silver service out of the middle. And Archie Dewar with the opportunity to make it 3 on the bounce here for Eastern Rangers and open up a 10-point break, just as they did in the opening term. Responding to a strong opening from the Tasmanians with a flurry of scoring looks. So Archie Dewar will kick from just inside the paint of 50. It's working back, but not enough. Gapin had a short option in Dunham. He decided to go further afield to Bulla. Had to be precise. He was in between 3. They've coughed it up again here. And Chalkley lofts it deep to the square. Nathan's working back. Off hands towards the line. Kept in. Straightening up. And snapping is Nash. Well, they just needed to get it across the line there, the Tasmanian defence. They all look at each other. They didn't deal with it. And Charlie Nash profits. And Eastern Rangers open up an 11-point break. Just a lack of communication there on the last line of defence. The Tasmanians there. The Nash straightened up and snapped truly. The first quarter was the first 2 to Tasmania, the next 3 to the Rangers. So it has been in quarter number 2 with a shade over 3.5 minutes remaining in the second term here at UTAS. 11-point lead the way of the visitors. One down by Dillon, but one down to Garrett, who's immediately wrapped up by Price. Plunkett couldn't gather cleanly. Will be tossed up. Jacob Bridger. And do the ruck work against Dillon, giving away some height, but he competes well. Flicked over the top to Garrett. They're just marching it out of the middle at the moment, Eastern Rangers. Floats it forward just a bit too much on the kick, though, and this one's intercepted by Philpott. Stabs it short and found Plunkett. Plunkett heads wide because the corridor option was well shut down. He's got Jones working hard for him, and he hits him up. Jones now just tries to bite one off into the corridor a little. It was a poor kick. Intercepted comfortably by Lockie Collins. Collins can guide this over the top. Jones looks to redeem his error by getting back and killing the contest. He does just that. Rangers have worked their way on top of the contest here in the second term. They might go forward again here. Sweeping handball was class and then floated inside 50. Just spoiled away at the last second. Hedger heads wide and he finds Thomas Crossan. Crossan heads short to Price. Tasmania really struggling to transition the ball out of defence here in this quarter at the moment. Just been locked in this half of the ground. Hedger tries to open it up through the corridor and finds Matthews. Matthews has Price, used him as a decoy and then waltzed around the man on the mark. But that's a risky kick, had to be good. Had a pretty good fist of it bug. The numbers were there as Alcock sweeps the handball over the top in the direction of Garrett. Garrett was outnumbered. Plunkett now couldn't gather cleanly, left it behind, let Garrett back in. Buller was good at ground level. Tries to get free, but he was claimed. Just swung the handball out. Dalglish sharked it. Now Alcock. Alcock stabs it short. Too sharp there for Nathan. Couldn't take it cleanly. Hedger fakes the handball, and then he had a man all on his own at half-back in Plunkett. Plunkett now with some room to manoeuvre. Oh, he went corridor. It was an ugly kick. Straight to Alcock in the end. Alcock shares it with Collins. Collins gives it across to Bates. The bounce wasn't true. Didn't come back to him. Buller tried to get rid of Bates, and Bates just wrapped him up. Across now for Wood. Has a chance to steady and fire and miss. Caden Wood, a couple of opportunities had this quarter to bag a second of the game. Hasn't been able to take him. As the half-time siren sounds out, I think Tasmania will take the half-time break. They were well and truly on the back foot there in the second half, especially of the term there. Started brightly as they did in the first, but Eastern Rangers really took over. Had the ball locked in their half of the ground as the quarter wore on. They're good value for their 2-goal lead at half-time. 6-4 to 4-4. They were well and truly on top of proceedings as the quarter wore on. It's been an entertaining battle thus far at UTAS Stadium. The visitors 12-point leaders at the break. Goal kickers for the visitors: Wood, Nathan, Antonellos, Dalglish, Alcock and Nash. For Tasmania, Oliver, Freeland, Husband and Reynolds. And really from the moment Freeland missed that one from about 25 out directly in front, could have extended the lead. It was all Eastern Rangers. I'll leave you with the highlights of the goals from that term. It's the hosts with it all to do in the second half. Eastern Rangers by 12 points in this under-17s exhibition match here at UTAS Stadium. Again, just a little slip there. It was Scott this time, proving costly. He didn't have a play on the ball. Husband was well positioned anyway, and he decides to pass that one off to Freeland. Here from Dalglish. Can he get it cleanly? He can't, but he got some high contacts. Liam Dalglish can go back. Cut the lead back to 3. 45-degree angle. Dalglish makes it, no mistake. He's the target there. He had Hale on his own. Missed him. Will they be made to pay? Turning away is Alcock, who launches it and launches it through the middle. That's some goal. Out is Dewar. Slides in and takes the mark. Silver service out of the middle. And Archie Dewar. Kick from just inside the paint of 50. It's working back, but not enough. 3, they've coughed it up again here, and Chalkley lofts it deep to the square. Nathan's working back, off hands, towards the line. Kept in, straightening up, and snapping is Nash. Well, they just needed to go. Back for the second half here at UTAS Stadium of this under-17s Coates Talent League exhibition match between the Tasmania Devils and Eastern Rangers. It's the Rangers with a 12-point lead after the first half of action. In both quarters, Tasmania kicked the first 2 goals. But the next 3 went the way of Eastern Rangers. So 4 goals to 6 thus far. And 10 individual goal kickers as well in that first half. It's the home side with plenty of work to do if they are to match the girls' efforts, who got up by 40 points in the earlier game of this doubleheader. Empire holds it aloft and we're ready to go in the second half. Conditions cooling and a bit of a swirling breeze perhaps for this second half now too. We'll see if that impacts things as Anton Ellis looked it across to Hine. Hine paddled it and then stopped, propped, quickly released the handball towards Chalkley. Handball out across to Nash. Kicked a lovely goal in that second quarter due to Charlie Nash. This kick favours the Tasmanians though. Parked underneath that one right a bug. He looks to switch it. Heads into the corridor, but he missed Matthews with the kick. That could invite some pressure. The handball out from McConnell. Flanagan. Bug. Down the line to Buller. Buller looks to cut inside and use his power. He does so and sends it high in the Plunkett direction. Too high for him. Spills out the back. Trying to track this one here was Weber. He tossed up, so home side have started quarters well today. It's just been going on with them that's been the problem. Overpowered as each has worn on, and they're away through the corridor here via Collins, who has some room to charge off half-back and sends it up in the direction of McConnell. Pitched up nicely for him, then he ran into trouble, McConnell, and he's caught holding the ball. Free kick will go the way of Munting. Weber sends into that laser. It's the half forwards presents up towards him. Doesn't spy anything immediately to his liking, so goes looking for Freeland in a one-on-one there with Duar, who knocked it away from him. Numbers at the fall of the ball favour the visitors, and Collins able to work it on the outside to Plort. Steps inside of Buller, but had taken it across the line in the process. From position from Farrell, won it down. Hit that with some speed. Garrett turns onto his right, lofts it over the top for Farrell. Slick handball to Dalgleish. Dalgleish now fires it inside the forward 50, trying to reel it in with Scott. And they force a stoppage. Some good play through the corridor there from the visitors as Bridger comes across to take this contest against Dillon. Locked in there by Dunham. There's a swipe at it. Whacked out of there by Munting. Just eludes Hine, but swooping onto the football was Dalgleish. Couldn't find Plut with the handball, but he made a firm tackle and is rewarded. Free kick for holding the ball. Jones penalised there. Not a lot of prior opportunity, but Ben Plut sticking the tackle. And send his side inside forward 50 here. Pretty crowded forward 50 presented ahead of him, though. Just kicks it to the favour of Dillon, and Tasmania are able to clear the area via Bug, who launches it long out in front of Jones. Turns inside, handball over the top. Bates swept across, and now a high, wide ball. Weber working towards it, but Garrett did well to take the mark. Read it well in flight. Hits back into the corridor. Hanley switches it. Out to Hine. Hine over the top for Nash. Nash, well, didn't catch that at all as he would have liked. Almost gifted right back to them. just getting their handball away in time was Hine, but straight to Freeland. Freeland couldn't return it to Oliver. Eastern Rangers get back on the end of it after some scrappy play from both sides there. Here's Antonellis. It's it up towards half forward, breaking it up as Bug, climbing on top of him, Dalgleish, and forces the stoppage. It's been a rather scrappy opening 5 minutes to the quarter here. Both teams missing targets by a foot. Knocked down, taken away by Bug. And driven out of there by Jones, heading wide in the Freeland direction. Battling away with Collins, the line wins out. Farrell battling away with Dillon. Dillon swipes it forward to Plunkett. Plunkett has some room to manoeuvre. He plays the 1-2 with his ruckman. The kick will just find its way to Husband, but he couldn't complete the mark. That invites in Hine. Hine drives it deep inside the forward 50. Broken up back there. It was pretty well defended by Flanagan. Hedger couldn't find Munting by hand. Hedger seeking the safety of the line and gets it. His turnovers when trying to execute the switch have been costly for both teams today. McConnell on the run, couldn't gather. Flanagan trying to burrow his way out. Down in the direction of Scott. Left it behind and just slapped on the boot by Munting. Farrell wraps up Husband. Dillon just trying to box out Farrell. Umpire says he'll throw it up again. Throw definitely favouring you and Dillon there. Takes front position, palmed it down. Dunham's kick was smothered. Handball across now to Bates, sweeps it inside. A chance for Garrett to pick an option inside forward 50. Picked a good one in Scott, but couldn't quite reel it in. Philpott looks to repel and just lasers out of defence. Beautiful ball to Jenkins. Jenkins over the top to Husband. Swings the handball across now to Bug. Got in a little bit of trouble and creatively in the end found its way back to Husband, who looks to scythe through the middle of the ground and then spreads it wide inside forward 50. It was a lovely kick to his forward's advantage in Price, but he just couldn't complete the exchange. And now Eastern Rangers back the other way with Collins. Was forced backwards, just treaded a bit of water and then found Bates, and Bates stabs it to Dalgleish. Called to play on. Dalgleish lofts it up to a contest. The numbers favour the Tasmanians, and the intercept is taken. Blasted long down the line. It's half set here for Reynolds. Had to fly against a couple. Brought it to ground. Competed well. And now Jenkins launches over the top. It's a vacant goal square. Working back towards it there was Crossan. He couldn't get his kick away. It was well defended by Moore. Crossan still going. That's going to be a free kick. He sucked him into that one. Crossan gets the better of Moore. Tight angle here. Doesn't look overly confident. If he opts to open it up at all, he's had a quick glance inboard. No one really free, so he's going to have to take the shot on. Tightest of angles. Crossan splits the middle with a beautiful drop punt. Superb stuff there from Thomas Crossan. Back towards it there. Tasmania was Crossan. The first goal of the second half. Been a long time coming. Much like the first quarter. Hasn't arrived until the 9th minute. And it took some finish there from Crossan after drawing the free kick from Charlie Moore. It cuts the lead back to an even 6 points. So Tasmania, as they did in the first and second quarters, kicking the first goal. back end of each of those terms very much belonged to the visitors. Neville's going to have to avoid that this time around. Still in arrears by 6 points. One down by Dylan. Husband competing at ground level, but a free kick's been plucked away of the skipper, Antonellis. Well, just got a little too cute there, and he turned it over to Jones. Jones set a task for Jenkins, who was up to it. Called not 15. Husband's got a problem now, but he slid under the tackle superbly. Snuck his way out and then fired it across for Gapin. Gapin's going to have to go back in at ground level. Hanley has a hold of him, and they force the stoppage. Dylan won it down, looking for Gapin. It was sharked though by Hine. Hine flicked it over the top for Wood. Darts in board, then curls one round the corner. Trying to gather it, Hine. On the outside here, lurking, won't find its way to him. Sweeping handball from Bridger, just busting his way through, was Plut. And his kick fell a target at half forward in the form of McConnell. McConnell sets it up. It's a dangerous looking ball. Oh, beautifully done there by Grant. He works it over the top, and it's finished by Nathan. A lovely move there from Eastern Rangers. Some speed on the ball, but it was Ben Plut who really set it up with an explosive play after Bridger kind of cleared the area with that raking handball, and then they were just on. Got the ball inside the forward 50, where Grant finds Nathan, who becomes the first multiple goal scorer of the contest. It's his second. Restores the 12-point buffer for the Rangers. Dylan won it down. Hine gone. Caught cold there by Gapin. Tommy Gapin sets it up. It's a nice leap at the football from Josh Webber. And reels it in, probably too far out to score though. Working back towards the square is Jenkins. The man on the mark just called back a few metres. I wonder if that pulls him within range or whether he's still too far out. He'll have to carry from 50 though. He looks like he fancies the shot now. The defender just pulled back a fraction. He's gathering in the square. What's Josh Webber got here? Kick from just inside the paint of 50. That's a wonderful kick from Webber. He splits the middle. And the game opening up here in the third term after no goals in the opening 8.5. 3 in the last 4. 2 of them the way of the Devils. And they cut the margin back to 6 points. He becomes the Devils' 6th different goal kicker. Just initially looked like it was going to be beyond him, but the umpire pulled the defender back a few metres inside the 50. That brought Webber within range, and he finished beautifully. So an even goal, the difference. 13-minute mark of the third term. Good battle this. Dylan wins it down. Buller trying to get clear. Handball didn't have a whole lot of purchase on it, but Husband, just corralled there by Wood. Forced sideways. Got it across to Bug. Bug tries to dart into the corridor. He took on a couple of tacklers. Now has to get rid of it, but he did so. Got it on to Hay. Floats it towards the half-forward line. Jenkins couldn't reel it in. Climbing on top. Holding the ball, says the umpire. A free kick going the way of Plunkett. As Garrett gets out looking quizzically. Plunkett, the beneficiary. How much leg does he have? It's going to be a whole lot of prior opportunity, I thought, there for Garrett. Plunkett won't quite have the legs, but it's plucked in the goal square. You'd think a certain goal coming up here for Archie Reynolds. He can go back and kick his second and level the scores up here. It's a little fortuitous to have got the free kick there, the Devils, but they take full advantage as Reynolds drives it through from point blank range. It's 7-4, plays 7-4, all tied up at UTAS Stadium. And this Coates Talent League under 17s friendly match between the Devils and the Eastern Rangers. Been an even contest now on the surface of UTAS and now even on the scoreboard as well. Five minutes to go in quarter number 3. Dylan's quarter in the ruck here at the moment. Here's Caden Wood. It's been lively since this towards McConnell. It's pretty dominant in the second quarter, McConnell. Flicked that one across cleverly to Grant, who sends it forward. It's really to the favour of Bridger. It'll be tossed in. So Farrell and Dillon. Farrell takes the front spot, but the throw favoured Dillon. Grant set one up moments ago. He might have just set up another one. That's a beautiful kick for Scott. Having an impact inside forward 50 is Mitchell Grant. Unselfishly gave one off moments ago. And that was a lovely piece of service for Scott. Just put it out in front of his big forward there. Reaches up, takes the mark. Riley Scott. Restore the Eastern Rangers lead in this one. He works it back and sneaks it home. And they're back out by 6 points here. Eastern Rangers. Scott with the finish and a second goal assist of the quarter for Mitchell Grant, having a real impact inside the forward 50 this term. 8-4 plays 7-4. 3 minutes remaining in the third term. 20-minute quarters, of course, no time on in this game. An end-of-season exhibition here at UTAS. As they'll be involved in each side's programs next season. And a look here today. Here's Buller, showing some good signs. That kick, though, is chopped off by Garrett. Read it and spread it out to Grant, who is set up to this quarter. He'll send them forward again here. He spears it wide. That time not so precise by a foot. Not really the service Scott was after. Out of bounds on the full, and Hedger will take over. Speared it short for Bug. Hedger continued his run. Mug wanted to use him. Hedger chips it back inside. Found Plunkett. Plunkett to Munting. Munting, quick release on the handball. Bug swept it over the top. They've come unstuck here, but that's a great tackle from Munting. And holding the ball. And they can drive forward again here, the Tasmanians. It's a flat floater of a ball. It works out all right, though. Difficult to read for the defenders. Bringing under his spell is Freeland. Worked it back to Weber. Back to Freeland. Corralled. Well defended by Charlie. Hanley there. Smothers it across the line. And the Eastern Rangers defence holds firm. As the Devils push in the final 90 seconds to try and square this one up heading into the three-quarter time break. Rucked over the top by Farrell. Buller broke it up, slapped it on, and then slapping it on the boot is gaping. It's working back, but not enough. Offline for a behind. 5 points to the margin. Final minute of the quarter. As Hanley will look to go quickly, peeling out into space is Moore. That's stretching the confines of UTAS. Just marked it inside the field of play. Charlie Moore. Kicks to a contest, rising high, Hedger, but he spilt the mark and they might be exposed out the back here. Here's Garrett, guys at inside forward, 50-odd, 8 men free everywhere. Philpott, dropped one he should have taken. Now he's in trouble, just got the handball away in time, but Ross swoops, slaps it on the boot and goals. It was all a bit untidy at the back for the Tasmanians and very costly indeed as Rangers kick out to an 11-point lead. That will probably be the final act of the third quarter. Philpott, normally so reliable, just spilt one. And once it hit the deck, he was in trouble. They had plenty of numbers surrounding him. Ross applies the finish. It's a handy advantage now that Eastern Rangers will take into the final break. Once again, getting the job done late in a quarter. They've just run out the quarters a little better than the Tasmanians. They lead this one by 11 points, all still to play for, though, in the last quarter. 7-5 to 9 for the goal kickers for Eastern Rangers. 2 for Nathan, 1 to Wood, 1 to Antonellos, Dalgleish, Alcock, Nash and Scott. For Tasmania, there has been 2 for Reynolds, and 1 for Weber, Crossan, Husband and Freeland. Ross was the other goal kicker on this there for Eastern Rangers. So 9-4 to 7-5. The visitors in the ascendancy with 1 quarter to go. Be back shortly with that final term of action. Oh, beautifully done there by Grant. He works it over the top and it's finished by Nathan there by Gapin. Tommy Gapin sets it up. It's a nice leap at the football from Josh Webber. What have I got here? He'll kick from just inside the paint of 50. That's a wonderful kick from Webber. He splits the middle. Forward line. Jenkins couldn't reel it in, climbing on top. Holding the ball, says the umpire. A free kick going. A lot of prior opportunity, I thought, there for Garrett. Plunkett won't quite have the legs, but it's plucked in the goal square. You'd think it's a little fortuitous to have got the free kick there, the Devils, but they take full advantage as Reynolds drives it through from point. Dillon. Farrell takes the front spot, but the throw favoured Dillon. Grant set one up moments ago. He might have just set up another one. That's a beautiful kick for Scott. He works it back and sneaks it home. And they're back out. Guys at inside forward, 50-odd, 8 men free everywhere. Philpott, dropped one he should have taken. Now he's in trouble. Just got the handball away in time, but Ross swoops, slaps it on the boot and goals. It was all a bit unsafe. Welcome back for the final quarter of action of the day here at UTAS Stadium. It's Eastern Rangers leading by 11 points. There's 20 minutes of action remaining. Tasmania Devil Girls winning by 40 points in the earlier clash. This one in the pocket of the Eastern Rangers. They've had the answers today. Can Tasmania fight back here, or will the visitors walk away with the chocolates? They've been able to steady every time Tasmania have challenged them in this one. And it's the home side who are going to need to come home with a wet sail here. They're going to match the girls from earlier. So final quarter underway. Farrell and Dillon in the middle. It'll be Tasmania who have first use of it via Sam Husband, who heads very wide with the kick. It was a good one, though, to the advantage of Crossan. Kicked a wonderful goal in that third quarter. Gapin just lost his footing, Gapin. It'll be a ball up as a result. Dillon won it down, but a clearing kick from Bates. Gapin best position. Arriving was Grant, was very influential in that third quarter. Grant, a couple of nice goal assists. Oh, the handball just too slick for Plunkett, and now back the other way via Dalgleish, who shanked his kick. Unable to gather it cleanly was Matthews. He went back in, though. And then it's just rather handed straight to Antonellis. Handball across. They're open here. Flying shot at goal is offline from Ross. Chance to land a hammer blow early in the term there. I was begging the Eastern Rangers. So Philpott blasted out of defence. Dylan Rose couldn't bring it in. Bates intercepts. Driven inside the forward 50. Spills out the back. Fires the handball to Wood. Wood squaring ball. Clever, although dropped. Still a dangerous moment. That's a great tackle, though. A saver from Flanagan. They were lining up in the middle there. Had three of them on their own. Somehow the Devils survive. So Flanagan had Dunham wanting shotgun. Used him. His kick broken up there. Farrell. He'll compete with Dillon in this ruck contest. Worked his way in there, flicked over the top by Wood. Munting with a firm tackle. Bringing down Antonellis as he tried to slip out the back. Dillon won it down. The bounce wasn't kind for Buller, but a slip from Bates lets him back in. Then he got another cruel bounce. Ball not doing any favours at all for Buller, and they might be open back the other way as Hind guides one inside the forward 50 and he picks out Bridger. And Leeds present themselves. In the end, he elects to just drop it short for Nathan. Repeat efforts from Cordell Nathan. Repeat leads, and eventually one was honoured. So they'll take a good kick from the pocket here. The chance to extend the lead to 18 points early in the final term. Cordell Nathan. He's kicked two. That won't be a third. Pulls up short. Tasmanian defence rush it through. So Bug lays on out of fullback and heads wide to some bodies out there. Philpott trying to escape, trying to duck under tackles, but he's held up. Dillon and Dewar. Dewar won it down. Plunkett stepping through some traffic, sweeps out the back of the stoppage and then Wobbles one in the Price direction, bounces away from him and across the line. Bates arriving. The Rangers. So 13 points the lead for the visitors. Dillon won it down. Plunkett couldn't gather. And Wood locks it in. Plunkett battling away with Antonellos. Repeat stoppages here at the moment. No one able. Clearing possession. Dillon spiked it and then Collins just ran straight into Buller, who stuck that and is rewarded with a free kick. Buller, one way, then the other, and then looks to power through the handball. Had a bit too much on it for Bug. They keep a hold of the football and then loft it towards the half-forward line. Some slippage there. Plutt heads wide. Trying to get free was Freeland. Steadying now is Price. Back to Plunkett. Plunkett pressured, floats one. Arriving to meet it Reynolds. And happy to get the stoppage was Hanley. Just couldn't steady and get the shot on goal there. Tasmanian forwards. Fancy they need a goal from this incursion if there any chance. Freeland won it down. Working his way to the football, Collins couldn't gather it though. Now Husband, his handball straight to an opponent. Antonellis, untidy. And stabbed back inside. Too much on it though for Oliver. And Nash is able to clear the vicinity. He blasted out of there. Spoiled away, but numbers at the fall of the football. Bates is there for Eastern Rangers. He brings it under his spell. Drives it up towards half forward. Hedger with a timely fist. Trickles out of play. Dillon worked his way to the front. Capin's handball to Husband. Shrugs one tackle and handballs over the top towards Gapin. Whacked away from him though by Wood. Has turned a prop and then Guy to kick inside 50. That's a really good body work from Scott. Just protected the drop space for McConnell, who takes the mark. Teammates working well in unison there. Scott just gave him the room. McConnell brings it in. And he could make it very tough indeed for the Devils if he were to kick this one. Ryan McConnell. And he makes no mistake. McConnell sends it right through the middle. And it's a 19-point break now for Eastern Rangers, with just 12 minutes remaining. Not a lot of margin for error for the hosts from here on out. It's a big goal. They're just about there, the visitors. It's a good game. Ryan McConnell, industrious, tackled hard, made things happen. Now gets a goal. It's really important as they turn things around in the opening quarter after conceding the first couple. Some of his work out of the middle that helped kickstart them in this game. Here's Wood. He's been slippery all afternoon and he escapes out here again and he finds McConnell at half forward. Nathan bursting on a lead for him. That's ignored. He's got Scott as well, and that's the one he opts for, and he picks him out to perfection. And McConnell again making things happen for his side, and Riley Scott can surely kill the contest here with a goal. 19 points already looks a pretty steep ask. 25 would surely be enough. Tough pocket for a left footer though. He hangs it near side. Misses the lot, in fact. So no score. The margin remains at 19 points. Philpott thinks it over the top. Found Plunkett. Philpott continues his run, but that was shut down. Oh, dicey kick straight to Scott. Scott plays on, squares it up. That's not going to be 15, so McArdle has to play on, and he did so, and he was composed, and he found Mitchell Grant. And he's set up 2 in the third term, has a chance for a goal of his own now. They're firmly on top here in the last quarter, Eastern Rangers. The likely victors in this would make it all but certain. Mitchell Grant from 45. That's a wonderful kick. It's right through the middle. And that'll be the ball game. Eastern Rangers out by 25 points, barring something miraculous. They're home. They've had all the answers. The Tasmanians here today. They've been challenged, but every time the home side have closed the gap, got back in it. They've just been able to find the goals they've needed, and they've come out here in the last quarter. They've controlled the opening 10 minutes. Extend the lead out to 25 points now. And 8.5 minutes remaining. Dillon leaps high, won it down. Plunkett, busy in this quarter. Crunched there by Garrett. Dillon, too big for Scott. Couldn't find a teammate by hand though. Munting brings down Plort. Dillon again making use of his height advantage, but doesn't translate into a clearance. Dalglish again locked in by Munting. So repeat stoppages here. This time they should be able to clear the area. Munting, though, immediately under pressure. He's got to get rid of it, and he took so long. Dalglish gets him. Plays on. Sends it out towards Grant. Threw the man to him, then handed it to Antonellos, who pulled his kick intelligently and found Dewar. Your teammates offering leads. He's not seen any. He's liked. Nathan again. Leaning for a third time. Looks like he's going to back himself in, Archie Dewar, to extend the lead to 31 points. He's going to need to carry it from outside 50. He does, but he doesn't have the accuracy. Soft line for a behind. So Bug, unsure which side to go. Actually, we'll go down the broadcast wing. Gaping well positioned, as was Philpott. Rose over the top and plucked it. Looks it down the wing for Weber, who's surrounded by white jumpers. Got the handball away in time, though, to Reynolds. Reynolds' kick will be chopped off. Bates reels it in. And he's got a couple forward of the ball here. They're lining up for him inside forward 50. One of them was Scott. And Scott just pitched in front of Bridger. That allowed Hedger to force the stoppage. Merging with it, Oliver. Full from behind. And the contest is dashing out of defence Plunkett. Umpire spots a push. It's going the way of Bates. He'll drive them back in again here. Repeat inside 50s. The Tasmanian defence has been under siege in this last quarter. Slick handball from Ritter, and then work down the line, reaching up is Reynolds. Plays on quickly. It's over the top, but arriving was Alcock. Takes it away from Philpott. Nash wants to execute a switch. Take a good kick though. Tasmania had that pretty well covered, and it wasn't a good kick. Munting got there, intercepted, then drove it forward. Found Crossan, who escapes out behind, and with a goal at his mercy, he misses. Just pulled the kick. Did the hard bit. Missed a scoring opportunity. I think the other end of the ground, Chase Oliver down on the ground for the last couple of minutes, just getting back to his feet now as that one is out of play. Nash trying to keep it in, but was done no favours by that kick. Crossan can send it inboard. Drops it off for Tyson Jenkins. There's Oliver making his way off under his own steam, which is good to see. The trainers are out to him. He was down for a good minute or so behind the plate. So, Tyson Jenkins for Tasmania's first of the final quarter. It's not a good kick. It's a shocker. Misses the lot. That rather sums up the final quarter. Eastern Rangers 2-3 to 1 behind have been firmly in control in the final term. Snuffed down any hopes of a fight back. That's another sloppy turnover though, and Jenkins with a chance to redeem himself. Tighter angle, closer to home. So Jenkins from the angle, works it back. Can't quite thread the eye of the needle. Another minor score. And even 4 goals the lead here as we tick towards the conclusion of this one. 2.5 minutes to go. Nash has a fumble. And it's out of play. Entertaining day of action here at UTAS Stadium. It's exhibition games. The under-17 girls and boys. Devils girls getting the job done early. Eastern Rangers boys going to walk away with the victory in this one. It's Dalglish floats it forward and found McCardle, kept it moving quickly to Ross. Ross over the top. They've got a man streaming in Grant into the goal square, runs into an open goal and drives it through. So Mitchell Grant continuing to run hard to the very end. And he gets himself a goal there. And makes it an even 30 points. Tick over a minute remaining in this one. Grant bagging his second of the final quarter. 2 assists in the third term. He's had an impactful day on the scoreboard. Perhaps time for one more goal here before the final siren. Looks like it'll be Tasmania with the opportunity. His husband sweeps it across to Gapin. They keep it moving. Munting, a chance for a consolation goal. It's across the face, but it's going to be marked by Archie Reynolds. There's a chance to make it a 3-goal outing with what will quite possibly be the final kick of the game. So Reynolds for a third. That'll be a nice return for him. Side won't get the win, but be happy with that if he can kick truly here from the angle. And he makes no mistake. So it's going to finish an even 4-goal victory for the Eastern Rangers. Archie Reynolds bags his third of the game. It was 3 of 8 for the Devils. And the Eastern Rangers ended up with 7. So an entertaining exhibition here. Good chance to have a look at some stars of 2026. Those will be very important in both of these sides' programs next year. It was a 24-point victory for the Eastern Rangers. It's a 40-point win in the girls to the Devils. The goal kickers from the second game of this doubleheader here today for Eastern Rangers. 2 to Grant, 2's Nathan, singles to Wood, Antonellis, Dalglish, Alcock, Nash, Scott, Ross and McConnell. For Tasmania, 3 for Archie Reynolds, including that one on the siren there. And there were singles for Crossan, Webber, Husband, Freeland and Oliver. It was an entertaining game, but Eastern just had a bit too much about them. Anytime they were challenged, they were able to find goals. They dominated when they needed to, and they walk away 24-point victors. It's been a pleasure bringing you this double header from UTAS Stadium up in Andrew calling the action for AFL Tasmania and Tasmania Devils. Hope you've enjoyed the live stream. Until next time, it's bye for now. Was shut down. Oh, a dicey kick straight to Scott. Scott plays on, squares it up. That's not going to be 15, so McArdle has to play on, and he did so, and he was from 45. That's a wonderful kick. It's right through the middle. Switch. Take a good kick though. Tasmania had that pretty well covered, and it wasn't a good kick. Munting got there, intercepted, then drove it forward. Found Crossan, who escapes out behind, and with a goal at his mercy, he misses. Kind of been firmly in control in the final term. Snuffed down any hopes of a fight back. That's another sloppy turnover though. From the angle, works it back. Can't quite. Dalglish floats it forward and found McArdle. Kept it moving quickly to Ross. Ross over the top. They've got a man streaming in Grant into the goal square. Runs into an open goal and drives it through. They keep it moving. Munting, a chance for a consolation goal. It's across the face, but it's going to be marked by Archie Reynolds. Get the win, but be happy with that if he can kick truly here from the angle. And he makes no mistake. So it's going to finish an even 4.